Okay, so No Way Home is now not out. The trailer is out. Don't know why I was going to say that. But we are going to talk about the trailer, and I'm going to talk about some of my pros and cons of this movie, what I think is going to happen, and that I'm excited for, and some things that I'm a bit concerned about. Now, I am expecting to get a third trailer on the 29th. I just think we will. This trailer gave us some things that we were looking forward to, and some things that weren't in it that we all think are going to be in it. Toby and Andrew. We know they're going to be in it. We do. Come on, guys. Just release the third trailer with them in it, the money shot, and you'll sell all of the tickets. All, not just some, all. But I'm going to tell you guys some of my thoughts. So let me know in the comments below your thoughts, and let's just jump straight into this review.
What's happening?
They're starting to come through, and I can't stop them.
Okay, so the Spider-Man trailer is now out, and I tell you what, I enjoyed this trailer quite a lot. It gave me a lot more than what the first trailer did. It gave me these new vibes that I didn't think this Spider-Man was going to be. And we're going to get into some of that with some of the pros and cons, so I don't want to go too much into it. But it was great seeing all the villains back. William Dafoe's back. So glad. He's my favorite Spider-Man villain in the movies. Absolute love. You all know I love that first movie so much. But I'm excited. So let's jump straight into some of my concerns first. Firstly, too many characters. Now, this could be a huge issue going into Spider-Man No Way Home. There is a lot of characters in this movie, from the villains to potentially their heroes as well. So we already know by the posters, by the trailers and everything like that, Electro's back, Lizard's back, Sandman's back, Green Goblin's back, Doc Ock's back. We pretty much, I'm 99.9% confident that Toby and Andrew are going to be in this as well. Then you got Tom Holland. Then you've got MJ. Then you've got Doctor Strange. Then you've got Ned. That's 11 characters right there. Now, my biggest concern is being overstuffed, being overpacked with too many characters, too many things to worry about could hurt this film quite a lot. Now, this could either go one way, it could be absolutely fantastic, and I'm going to love it, or I'm going to absolutely hate it because there's just, how are you going to focus on so many characters? There's so many things you need to do, and at the core of this movie, it is Tom Holland's Peter's story. It's his Spider-Man story. So you don't want to overcrowd and overshadow his Spider-Man by bringing in these other Spider-Man and focusing on them more than him or Doctor Strange or the villains, so on and so on. So I just have a feeling that I'm not expecting Sandman to get much development in this. I'm not expecting Electro to get much development. I'm also not expecting Lizard to get much in there. I think mainly it's going to be Doc Ock and what's his name? Green Goblin. I think they're going to be the two major villain focuses. But then again, I don't think Doc Ock's going to be a villain. From the second trailer, it just doesn't look like he's going to be a villain. So my first concern is too many characters. My second concern is pacing. Now, if you watch the trailer is very, very fast-paced. My biggest concern is there's going to be a huge pacing issue in this particular movie. Why do I think that? Because I think at the start, when they're dealing with all the, being revealed by Mysterio as Peter and stuff like that, I think that's going to be a bit more slower, and then it's going to ramp up, and it's going to be really, really quick. And I feel like maybe certain scenes to fit everything into this movie, I'm expecting this to be close to 3 hours. I really am. By the looks of this trailer, it feels like it's going to have to be at that length to get majority of the stuff in. And pacing is going to be the big issue, because if you have scenes that feel like they're missing things, it's going to make the pacing really, really quick, and you're going to feel like you're missing parts. And sometimes pacing, if it's too quick, it's not good. Like, I'm all for fast-paced movies, but if it's too quick, you miss things, and then you're trying to piece together things that are happening way, way too quick, and it's just not working, and then you're just confused, just all over the place. But when it's too slow, you're kind of like, oh, we need to move this story along. I'm getting bored. I'm getting sleepy. So they need to find the middle ground of this pacing. But by looking at the trailers, there's just so much there. My second biggest concern is the pacing. I think this may have a pacing issue just because of how much is in there. I just feel like things are going to be cut out, and it's just going to feel like we're just moving from scene to scene to scene to scene so quickly that we're not going to have time to breathe. And that can be concerning and also really bad for the film. My final one is too many plot lines. With this many characters, it's naturally going to be a lot of plot lines. You've got the William Dafoe plot line with Green Goblin. You got the Doc Ock plot line. You got Peter's plot line. Bring in the other two Spider-Man. Are they going to have plot lines? Is Ned going to turn into Hobgoblin? That's another plot line. What are the other three villains? They're going to have plot lines. Sometimes you can have too many plot lines that don't interact and come together to create one major plot line. That could be an issue because if we have too many plot lines going on, you can't resolve every single plot line. So some would be unfinished, and you get to the end of the movie and you're kind of like, well, what was the point of that plot line? We'd never picked up on that. We never picked up on this one or this one. So my biggest concern with having this many characters and this much in the one film, that plot lines may be too many that don't cross and come to one conclusion, and we could be left with unsatisfactory when it comes to certain plot lines that could hurt some people as well. And whether or not they pick up the Andrew Garfield plot line from Amazing Spider-Man 2 when he lost Gwen, because I sort of have a feeling that he's going to save MJ, that could be a plot line itself, but I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with it. I don't know any insider information, but plot lines, too many, is another one of my concerns. Some of my pros. The return of the villains. I'm so excited to see Green Goblin, my favorite Spider-Man movie villain. Love him. William Dafoe's back. So good hearing his voice as Green Goblin again. I'm excited to see him. Doc Ock's back. A really good villain as well. Glad to see him back. Sandman. Don't know what to expect from him. Lizard, don't know what to expect. Electro, don't know what to expect. But I'm excited to see these villains come back, and the possibility of Andrew and Toby also coming back makes it really exciting. I'm really excited to see what they're going to do, the dynamic of the villains. Is Green Goblin going to be the leader, getting them together to fight Spider-Man? And then we see Toby and Andrew come in, and then boom, it's a freeway. We've seen that shot where Lizard gets punched. We all know it's Andrew Garfield. Come on, guys. Or is it Doc Ock? I don't know. I think Doc Ock may not be a villain in this film because he sort of looks like, from the trailer, that he's not going to be a villain, which would be consistent with his character from the end of Spider-Man 2, which I hope they do because that makes total sense for his character, and maybe that's him that punches Lizard. Don't know at all, but I'm super excited, and I'm glad that the villains are back, and they've got me intrigued and excited to see them and how Tom Holland Spider-Man is going to interact with them. Very exciting. My second pro is a darker tone. This looks like it's going to be a darker Spider-Man movie, which I'm so excited for. This, and we've heard rumors as well that this is going to be a lot darker, and I want to see Tom Holland Spider-Man go through struggles, dark times. By the trailer, does Happy die? Like, it looks like Happy dies in this trailer, and if that does, that's another thing that his Spider-Man has to take on, which I'm excited to see his character grow in that aspect. Andrew and Toby, will one of them die? Don't know. Will the villains die? We do know Doctor Strange says that all these villains die fighting Spider-Man, and Peter wants to save them all, but he can't save everyone. This is the stuff that we've been waiting for to see Spider-Man deal with, and we are finally getting it. I don't want to see Doctor Strange just take over and save the day. This is Spider-Man. Let Spider-Man do it. Put him through the ringer. Absolutely drag him through the mud. Make his character go through brick wall after brick wall after brick wall. Make that happen. I'm excited to see. Will we see the turn of Ned that's going to make it even darker as well? His best friend turn. We've seen best friends turn in Spider-Man movies before. It's kind of shaping up that Ned's going to turn into Hobgoblin. We're just going to wait out and see what happens. And finally, my final pro is the previous movies. I love Far From Home. You guys all know I love Far From Home. Spider-Man Far From Home. I absolutely love that film. I love the first Spider-Man movie, Sam Raimi one. So good. Do like the second Spider-Man as well. Do like the Amazing Spider-Man. Not a big fan of Spider-Man 3. Not a big fan of Amazing Spider-Man 2. But I love all those movies. And I think having so many good Spider-Man movies is going to help this movie. I'm really excited to see if they can carry on this thing. If it's as good as Far From Home, then go for it. I'm so excited because you have these great characters, these good core characters from the Sam Raimi trilogy, from the Amazing Spider-Man trilogy, from the Homecoming trilogy, Home trilogy, we're going to call it. You have these core characters that are really, really good. Combine them all together, you should have a recipe for a chocolate cake. You should have a chocolate cake recipe. You can't mess this up, can you? Can you? Yes, you can. But I'm excited to see, based on the previous movies, and thinking that this could be fantastic as well. The trailers look good. I'm expecting to see a third trailer, which is going to give us more, but I'm excited. So let me know in the comments below, what are your pros and cons for Spider-Man No Way Home? Are you excited? Let me know down below. Smash that like button, click subscribe. I'll see you on the next video. Until then, stay safe and peace out.